right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about a squishy or uncomfortable topic. I'm going to talk about self-love. I have been working with my coach on self-love, or it's been a focus of our conversations recently. And I've wanted to share this, and I also have not wanted to share it, right? Not only is it squishy and uncomfortable, I also felt embarrassed and a little confused. So, like the things that we were talking about were so basic and fundamental to my logical brain, right? The whole chaos started because I am always shifting this belief that I need to earn love from others and sure as heck from myself, right? I've had this belief all of my life. I'll talk about this a little bit later, but I'll probably have it my entire life, and I'm always shifting it, right? And, I am my own worst enemy, right? And all that jazz. So logically, I know I don't need to earn love. I know my friends and my family, they don't need to earn my love. So logically, I know I don't need to earn their love, or I shouldn't need to earn it. And yet, it's still being there, holding me back or getting in my way. Because if you have to earn love, or can only have love if you've earned it, the flip side is if you don't earn it, then you don't get it, right? And that is scary. And I had to think about what self-love would look like if I didn't have to earn it or do anything to deserve it. And my mind immediately went to like manicures and doing my hair or putting makeup on or whatever. And then I was voicing how, even as I was thinking that, I knew that getting a pedicure, a manicure, a massage, treating myself to something nice isn't self-love as an act alone, right? My coaching practice and everything I'm about is about our being and our intentionality behind our being. So, and that was coming into this self-love, right? I realized that doing those things, taking those actions isn't me loving myself if internally I'm still struggling to love myself. If I don't love myself, a manicure is just a freaking change of polish or a new set of polish that I later complain didn't last as long as I would have liked. And logically, I know this, right? I'm a coach. I do a lot of work. I know this. And still, there was something very different this time about the way I was voicing it. Like it was real. Like I was really knowing it, or it was getting deeper into those cells, right? So even though I know, as a coach, and logically, we're always leveling ourselves up, right? I know how raw and confronting it has been, right? Because it was so fundamental, right? I started to question, well, have I ever loved myself? Or has my self-love really always been this low as it felt? Because these were fundamental things. And of course, that led to questioning, what the F am I doing coaching, right? Which is why I didn't really want to share all this. Who am I to coach if I don't love myself? What is happening? In this growth state that I am in, I actually let myself be with those thoughts. I didn't stop offering coaching. I didn't give up my clients and tell them to go find someone else. I just let that thought sort of hang out at the back here. And eventually I realized or found the evidence that I have loved myself and love myself a lot. I know that I was able to find and be in a relationship with my boyfriend because of the way, amount, and how I was able to love myself when we met. And I even remember feeling it at the time and knowing that I was in the right state for this. When I left my corporate job, right, to start my own business, I obviously loved myself and believed that I was capable of something. Otherwise, I would never have had the gumption to do that. So slowly I realized, right, that I have always loved myself, and I am increasing that unconditional love for myself all the time. That's that leveling up I continuously talk about. I see it in other areas of my life, in confidence, in crushing my obstacles and taking down my fear. I see it there. It's the first time it's really been here for self-love. So that all sounds great, right? But there's one more quite big nugget to this story. So hang in there. So as I'm having my discussions with my coach and I'm being in this place, right? I'm thinking about my self-love. I'm taking on that I don't need to deserve it or earn it. I start getting traction in my business, more traction than I've had in a little while, which is amazing, right? So great, feels good. And of course, can you guess what popped up? That little voice. Well, of course you love yourself when things are good and you're earning it. And how do you know now if you really love yourself or just think you love yourself because of this good stuff and you're earning it? And that is where the actual growth and shift has started to happen. I had to literally realize or recognize that I have no idea and literally no way of knowing if I feel love for myself because of these wins or if it is outside and not dependent on that. There's literally no test anyone can run to determine 100% whether my self-love that I feel now is based on those successes or independent. Even if my very, very analytical mind would like to know for sure one way or another. And the thing is, okay, so we can never know. So that doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what the truth is. There is no truth to find here. What matters is the story or the belief that I am holding. I had to rewrite that statement and remind myself that I don't have to earn love, nor do I earn it. I had to tell myself that this success and traction happening is completely separate and does not impact my value or love for myself. I had to say, even if that traction hadn't started, you would still love yourself as much as you do right now. That is true as anything. And if I hadn't consciously noticed myself asking the question, how do you know this is different, right? And hadn't changed the story or even let myself sit, right, in that wonder of what's actually true, I would have been perpetuating that belief that I need to earn love instead of telling myself I don't. So the growth can and did actually happen at a time when things are good. This is another great nugget, right? Because for so long I have been curious, that's a good way of putting it, or questioned, or worried, or thought that growth can or does only occur when things are bad, especially things like self-love and confidence. You only notice it's missing when you need it, right? So it was really empowering to realize that the growth happens, sure, it happens when things are bad, and it gets cemented or ingrained when things are good. I've talked a lot. If you hung in there, thank you. I hope the nuggets were worth it. I'd love to hear where you are, if any of this resonated for you in the comments. DM if you're not comfortable putting it in the comments, which I totally get. If you want to have a conversation about it, reach out. But hopefully this helps someone somewhere. And it was growth for me in sharing it. So thank you for that as well. Okay, take care.